So Davante Adams on Twitter made a comment recently about going from one Hall of Famer to another Hall of Famer, and that implies a lot. And look, Derek Carr, hey, he can't. It's not like he can block me again on Twitter. He still has me blocked on Twitter, so you can't I guess you could unblock me and reblock me just because it'll feel good. It's too early to make any Hall of Fame prognostications about Derek Carr. That got a lot of people's attention, Chris. So Davante Adams was asked by reporters yesterday about his Hall of Famer to Hall of Famer remark.
Let me say this, just so this can be everywhere as well. And being a rapper is very vital. I say you got to have the bars, obviously. You got to have the bars. You got to have, the lines got to be there. But a very, very vital and critical piece of being a rapper is the delivery, right? I wasn't a great rapper the other day. What I'm not going to do is take away from that statement, because why is Derek not a Hall of Famer, But what I meant, I left one key word out of there because that's not exactly what I meant, but I do think that Derek's career is Hall of Fame worthy, and why not? I mean, people can say that about this guy, that guy. What I would say is, does he have the MVPs right now? No. Has he won a Super Bowl? Not yet. That's obviously what we're chasing. But what I meant to say was, even if you go even Hall of Famer to Hall of Famer, it's an adjustment. I meant, like, even if it is Hall of Famer to Hall of Famer, there's going to be an adjustment. I wasn't saying Hall of Famer Aaron to Hall of Famer Derek. So I'm not retracting my statement at all. Like I said, Derek's career proves to, honestly, you look at the numbers that he's had and, what he's had to work with and the adversity that he's had, in Oakland and coming to Vegas and the type of stuff that's been going on here in the past, which, hopefully we're putting all that stuff to bed. But I didn't deliver that message the way that I had in my head. So later when I saw it written out, it kind of made my stomach drop a little bit, because I was like, oh, God, here we go, man. I can't wait for people to blow this up. They take everything I say, and we're the only team in camp right now.
And look, it's a fair explanation. And there are many chapters left in the book that will be Derek Carr's career. And with Davante Adams, maybe they can reach a level of achievement. He's going to have to win at least one Super Bowl. As you very well know, Chris, one Super Bowl doesn't get you in to the Hall of Fame. And even two is not a lock. So they got to win some games, and they got to win a championship, and they got to compete at the highest possible levels, and Davante Adams is there to help. I don't have a problem with what he said.
I know.
I don't have a problem with it at all.
Right.
After hearing the protracted efforts of Tyreek Hill to talk up Tua Tagovailoa, 807, first two and on activation. But after hearing that over and over again, what Davante Adams said is nothing.
I got no problem with what he said. I mean, yeah, okay, maybe he came out a little strong there with that comment, but he believes in Derek Carr. It's always hard for players when they go from team to team that way. He wants to show love to the new guy, wants to make the new guy feel like, hey, damn, I like playing with you too. I see your talent and all that. So, yeah, maybe he was a little, overdid it. Yeah, Derek Carr, no, for my money right now, has not done anything to be in the Hall of Fame. No way. He's been really good. He's definitely one of the better quarterbacks in football. He's been one of the best things about that football team. But he just played in his first playoff game, all right? And it was good. It wasn't great. He gave them a chance. They had a chance to win at the end. But he's not there yet. And I think what made it crazy, too, is you say that, and it's like, oh, okay, Derek Carr's good. And, hey, I mean, he does have the type of talent and potential to get to the Hall of Fame. But like you said, he's got some work to do. But I think the problem where it blows up on social media is you say something like that compared to a guy that's, Rodgers is in the Hall of Fame of Hall of Fames. I mean, even out of you take the special quarterbacks. I mean, he's in a special category in that way. So that's where I think it probably blew some people's brains up there a little bit, or brain blow emoji that way when people heard it.
And that's the way it works, and he's sufficiently self-aware to understand it, and he's not getting mad at anybody for reacting the way they did. He understands, and it wasn't taken out of context. He didn't say that. He said what he said. The quote was isolated. It wasn't contradictory to the other things he was saying. But when you isolate that quote, it is going to make people say, wow, and he knew that it was coming, and he owned it, and he explained it very well. Look, He's got the history with Derek Carr at Fresno State. They've wanted to do this for years. They put extra pressure on themselves the more they talk about it, and that's okay. I think that it's going to work, and I think if they were in any other division than the AFC West, I'd have them not just penciled in, but I'd have them written in ink for a playoff spot. Their biggest challenge is the fact that they are assigned to the same quartet of teams that includes the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Broncos.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. The AFC in general is brutal. The AFC West is brutal. That's tough. Well, I don't doubt that Derek Carr and Davante Adams aren't going to have a good year statistically and that they're going to be a team that's going to be in that playoff conversation. I just, my big question is, what they were last year and the team they've been is schematically different than the team they are now with Josh McDaniels as the head coach OC and Patrick Graham as the defensive coordinator. And that to me is the other part of this. So I think, hey, those two, I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about some of the other pieces. Are they going to fit the scheme and be able to play the style that McDaniels and Graham want to play that makes sense that way too? That's the part I want to see. That, and then like you said, in the division that's brutal, I don't care who you are and how good your team is. You can't just think you're going to come out of there and be the Kings, and not in that AFC West right now.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.